Picture two men. Let's call them Ravi and Samir. Now, from the outside looking in, their lives are absolute carbon copies. They wake up to the exact same blaring alarms at 6:30 a.m. They commute through the exact same suffocating city traffic. They sit at similar desks, they earn the exact same salary, and they clock out completely, utterly exhausted. Month after month, year after year, their routine is perfectly synchronized. But today, we aren't just looking at numbers on a spreadsheet. We're dissecting a psychological thriller that plays out in millions of households every single day. Because while Ravi and Samir start on the exact same path, the destination they are heading toward couldn't be more different.
Okay, let's fast forward exactly 5 years. The perfect symmetry of their lives, it's completely fractured. Take Ravi, for instance. His salary is identical to what he's always made relative to his peers, yet he lives in the state of chronic low-grade terror. For him, the end of the month is an absolute nightmare of looming bills and zero margin for error. But then look at Samir. He is taking home the exact same paycheck, yet he exudes this quiet, unshakable peace. He doesn't panic when an unexpected expense pops up. So the core mystery we're unraveling in this explainer today is simply this. How on earth did two identical starting points lead to entirely different realities?
Now, you might be looking at Samir and thinking, did he inherit a fortune? Did he hit the jackpot? Did some secret windfall just swoop in and rescue him from the daily grind? No, he didn't. There was no lottery ticket. There was no rich uncle. The massive divergence between these two men comes down to a single, profound shift in behavior. Ravi spent 5 years working tirelessly for his money. Samir spent 5 years building a system that commanded his money to work for him. Part 1, the leak in the tank. Income versus real wealth. I want you to imagine your financial life as a massive water tank. Income is simply the water pouring in from the top. And sure, it looks impressive. It sounds powerful. But at the bottom of this tank are holes. These are your expenses, your impulsive buys, your debt payments. If you spend your entire life focused solely on turning up the faucet at the top, but you never actually seal the leaks at the bottom, well, that tank will never ever fill. You're going to be perpetually running dry no matter how much water flows in. And that brings us to a rather harsh, uncomfortable revelation. One day, Samir stopped reacting to his money and simply started observing it. He looked at his rent, his necessary bills, and his lifestyle spending without ego and completely without judgment. And what he discovered is a truth that hits close to home for a lot of us. Most of us actually aren't earning too little. We are bleeding out because we're living without a system. Directionless money, money that just flows in and out without a designated purpose, is the true insidious root of our financial stress. Part 2, the invisible financial thieves. What exactly is stealing your future? Consider the reality of an unexpected crisis. Medical emergencies, sudden job loss, urgent home repairs. You see, these aren't possibilities, they are absolute inevitabilities. Think of an emergency fund like a heavy-duty motorcycle helmet. A helmet is never going to win you the race, it doesn't make the bike look cooler, but when a sudden, violent crash happens, it's the literally only thing standing between a minor scrape and absolute devastation. Ravi had no helmet, Samir did. In the game of wealth, sometimes just surviving the fall is the prerequisite to winning. Now, let's say you realize this danger, so you just hoard your cash under a mattress. You think you're safe, right? Enter inflation. Inflation is an invisible phantom. It doesn't rob your bank account by lowering the number on the screen. Instead, it operates kind of like a thief in a chocolate factory. It never actually takes the chocolates out of your box, but over the years, it slowly, imperceptibly makes every single chocolate smaller and smaller. Your purchasing power is being drained while you sleep. This is exactly why merely saving isn't enough. Your wealth has to be deployed and grown to outpace this invisible thief. 5 years. That is the exact span of time it took for compounding to turn Samir's tiny, systematic decisions into an insurmountable lead over Ravi. Compounding is without a doubt the quietest, most relentless force in the financial universe. It's the process of a tiny seed slowly stretching its roots into the earth, eventually becoming an immovable tree. The money Samir saved began to work. And then the returns on that money went to work. It's like a silent army multiplying in the background, creating this massive, widening wealth gap over half a decade. But planting that seed requires absolute discipline. You can't plant a seed and then uproot it every single morning to see if it's growing, right? That kills it. You must have patience. Furthermore, you have to match the seed to the soil. Not every investment is right for every person. Your strategy absolutely must align with your personal risk tolerance and your specific timeline. And crucially, diversification. If a storm hits one part of the forest, the rest of your trees must stand firm. You can never, ever leave your entire future vulnerable to a single point of failure.
Part 3. The Trap. The incredibly real danger of lifestyle creep. This right here is the anatomy of financial self-sabotage. Let's say both men get a salary raise. Ravi's immediate reaction is lifestyle creep. He buys the newest phone, he upgrades his dinners, he elevates his wardrobe. His mindset is, hey, I work hard, I deserve to upgrade my life. He absorbs every extra dollar into a higher standard of living. But Samir, he gets the exact same raise. His reaction? He silently boosts his emergency fund and increases his automated investments. His mindset is, I am commanding my money to buy my future freedom. 5 years later, Ravi is exhausted, his lifestyle is extremely expensive, and he's entirely chained to his next paycheck. Meanwhile, Samir has built an absolute fortress of margin, breathing space, and total control.
And this completely shatters the cinematic illusion we've all been fed by pop culture. Samir doesn't drive a sports car. He doesn't fly on a private jet. He doesn't rock a gold-plated watch. Because true wealth doesn't have to flash. But it always, unconditionally, protects. Samir possesses the ultimate modern luxury, the luxury of not panicking. When the economy dips or when the car breaks down, he remains totally untouched. He has bought his own peace of mind. Part 4. The Blueprint. 4 steps to real wealth.
These 4 steps are wonderfully unglamorous, yet they are mathematically guaranteed to change your life. Step 1, track every single cent for 1 month. Just observe the flow of your water tank without any judgment. Step 2, build that foundational emergency fund. Buy your helmet before you entered a race. Step 3, automate your future. Set up systems where a portion of your income is invested before you even see it, letting compounding do all the heavy lifting. And step 4, invest in your own skills. Markets crash, inflation rises, but the value you bring to the world as an individual is the one asset literally no one can ever steal. Remember, a tree never grows if the seed is never planted.
And so we leave you with the ultimate question. The question that separates the Ravis of the world from the Samirs. The next time you get paid, the next time you feel that itch to upgrade your lifestyle, or the next time you look at your bank account, ask yourself this. Am I just spending money to look rich today, or am I systematically building a system to truly become strong? The choice, as always, is yours.